Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to the sound of music in Minecraft. No, we're gonna do some exploration. So let's go ahead. We're not gonna build Beauty Vista, that's ridiculous. so, but we are gonna make a new season. And I was just thinking to myself, I was like, I like it in Rick and Morty when he's like, okay, whatever, and there he's like talking to the camera, but it's like off, it's like, behind the scenes. Like he's breaking character. There you go. That's a good way to put it. I mean, it's funny, but it's cheesy, and I don't like it, but I also like it. And then at the end of the day, Rick and Morty is still one of my favorite shows, and like, it's just interesting that that's part of it. Oh, and sea turtles. But yeah, this that short that I made has gotten quite the dislikes. But like, also, I don't know. It's interesting to see how that stuff plays out. And every YouTuber's doing that. Everyone's like, oh, is this good? Is this what people like? Is this? And they've refined it down to just this shock stuff that YouTube is just saturated with shorts and everything. But I don't know. But then you find YouTubers that you like watching a lot of, and mine's Fighting Cowboy, Waddles, um, Anthony writes code, which I like more of his like Twitch streams. And then there's Citrusine for Twitch streams too. I'll watch her stuff and like basically I do still have my Twitch profile up, which is great for my recommended channels. You can go see that, but I do feel bad for the people that have subscribed to me since, and I have no intention of, well, I have little intention of going back to Twitch streaming. Like I'm back and forth with YouTube and Twitch because eventually I want to start getting like interaction and being able to spread the message now, just spread the ideas. Uh, and this is all like the design of it, the working of them. And that's why we're going to go on an adventure. So we're going to take some books. We talk about, maybe stop and write some stuff, go up to some ridiculously beautiful place in Minecraft, and then stop and write some bit. Yeah, I like that. And this is me breaking character, talking to the audience and saying, this is what I'm thinking, and I'm going to make this, and blah, blah, blah. And then, for your pleasure, here is your musings. No, so I could even spit it up or split it up into like TV stations. Like, crikey, today we're gonna go up here and muse on the cliff. Like, but not to be offensive to Australians, but that's my best Australian accent. But thinking of like, what's his name? Drawing a blank right now, which is kind of, I know what I'm talking about, but like Bob Irwin or Steve Irwin or like his son's now doing, following in his father's footsteps. Anyways, what's in a name? Doesn't matter. The respect is he was a great entertainer, and yes, so. And if he was looking down on us from heaven or up from hell or, any of the other organized religions guesses, which is also heaven or hell, or I'd have to find, like, and that's something for the religion. So right now let's get supplies. So we got the boat. We need maps. We need, so this is the preparation for the great journey. I don't know if I'm going to split it. Like when login issues strike, season two, or no, a really effed up journey. I don't know. I was thinking like all the different ways. I guess they'll keep this PG because you know, kids might stumble upon it. Being a kid game, um, what am I doing? Iron, redstone, paper, trying to make maps. Oh, I need some sugarcane. I can just make new paper. Alright, let's get a good, decent amount. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, because we really should. I don't know which side we should do first. Like maybe to the west. Let's see, what am I doing? So, paper. Do all that. Um, a map, compass. So I need four. Okay. Whoa. What is that? Recovery compass with a echo shard. What? What is any of that? And it looks. Okay. Well, that's a thing. Um. Anyway, so I got a compass. I can make a map. Now it's got to be an empty locator map. Okay. So, and I'm going to need some. Oh, whoops. Pick that up. Some wood. Do I have some wood? And cartography table. Good. Okay, so when we get to the new map area, we can make... Oh, I also need paper, so we'll keep the paper in our inventory. Whoops. This is the one with wood. Alright, let's put the resources back. Well, yeah, for now. Trying to remember if there's anything that, like, when I'm out running around, I'm like, oh man, I wish I had this, but... Emeralds. Actually, lots of emeralds. Okay, because we can still get wandering traders as we're exploring. Um, that's about it. So we got our cartography table. We'll make that a 4 out of 4. We got paper to make it a 4 out of 4. We got education. Oh, whoops. Oh, no, 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 no. What happened? Okay. Because I feel like I've had them disappear before. So, alright, so we got religion. Oh, and also I'm curious. Where did I just see some books? Yeah. Um, it's kind of, well, is that a wandering trader stuck in there? Okay. It's kind of counterintuitive, but let's say education and no, you cannot copy a book. At least not that way. No. Let's try cartography table. I really don't think a cartography table would have um, education. Cannot even put it up there. So, and I guess same with the book. Yep. Okay. So, do not lose the books. No, I'm just kidding. We've got like a video of them. There's not a whole lot of information in there, but now I know that you at least can't. Wait, I need the cartography table. At least cannot copy that there. So, all right. There's already books there. Let's go put the books back where we got them, and let's go get whatever this guy's selling. Glowstones. Nice. Do I need to repair anything? I'll take blue dye. Or not. Okay. Alright, here we go. So we'll do the west of us. And then I'm gonna need to figure out a better way to store the maps, because as is, it's on the back of that cherry tree. So there's those. Okay. Actually, let's just go ahead and take all the emeralds. Why not? Alright, so we've got some books. We got that. I was gonna say, let's do one for other. So we talk about other things. So one of those. We don't have any feathers. One of those. So do have chickens. Did that get feather? Don't think it got a feather. Okay, I got 3 feathers. Wow, that was kind of a bad ratio. Alright. So, as the A-Rye music plays, Sal murdering chickens. Actually, that's probably... that can be taken the wrong way. Anyways, book and quill will just have that miscellaneous. So that's just book and quill. Alright. Or even just do the musings. There we go. Generic musings. So everything else, other, etc., or even the Etsy directory, and so on. Alright. Here we go. Oh wait, that's going the wrong way. We run right by the egg. Yeah, we egged. All right, well, let's go explore. So for that, I'm not gonna take it out just yet. I'll wait until we get there so I don't accidentally expose this map and then just end up exploring the same map twice. So, anyways, while we're on this adventure, we'll talk about politics, religion, dumbing things down, broader strokes. I mean, and not being offended by the something like dumbing it down, because we all need to be able to admit that we're not experts in X, Y, and Z. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, we're not experts in everything. In fact, most of us will only become an expert in like one thing. Whatever you're passionate about. And even that, it's still not guaranteed that you'll be an expert in any of that. So, now, now that we do have tools like Google and the internet and all that, we can instantly check things. So what we need to do is figure out how to all come to a consensus and be able to understand that the truth is the truth and here is why. I mean, pretty much having like a Cliff's Notes of every article, I don't know. I feel like that should be a thing. But also, one of the biggest reasons that we still have like a lot of inefficiency and greed and trying to struggling is, well, one, the cost of everything. If everything didn't cost anything, like if your basic needs were just provided and just there, like, or if you could at least reduce the costs. But I don't know. It's like it's trying to like unstack a bunch of like sticks of dynamite, and if you don't do it just right, it's all gonna explode. But if you do it, then you're perfectly safe and you have utopia and it's a perfect civilization and all that, like, you know, all of that good stuff. And as is, we're close. We're getting closer and closer all the time. We're still far from it. Actually, sorry. We're close in compared to history, because if you think about it, even back in the day, like some of the really outrageous things you hear about from old history, like, insane. Well, okay, that's just what documented torture, torturing devices, like medieval times, um, execution, public execution for like whatever. I mean, for a range of crimes. Now, granted, oh wow, sorry, I forgot all about this place. I feel like I'm remembering a little bit about that now. Or it seems familiar. I don't know. But then again, I play a lot of Minecraft in a lot of different worlds, and so let's see if there's anything out of the ordinary that looks like maybe I have actually been here. What a great way to start off our first map. So by the time we get there, I'll know for certain that we are off of the map. I mean, we already are. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. All right. It's not looking good. Looks just like a normal, everyday, yeah. With a camel, though. Did you see that? Pretty sure that was a camel. Am I just imagining things? No, there we go. Hello, camel. I don't know what you eat. Nice to see you. Can I ride you? Yeah. Can't really go anywhere. Nice. Alright. Sorry, camel. Have a good day. Let's go on and, oh, actually, let's go ahead and make the map. Okay. Now, make the map bigger. Mm. Oh, hello there, sir. Just randomly, like, all up in my business, huh? Okay, so that's a 4 out of 4, the highest level you can get. At least that's how I think that. As you can see, we can no longer put it there and get an output. We can get a regular map out of paper, not a locator map, so this wouldn't have arrows and stuff. Yeah, locator map is good to mark. Anyways, yes, sir, what? I'm taking this with me, though. Yep, I thought that might be why. Because you had a job, you were a librarian. Alright. Although you didn't look like it. Or no, not a librarian. Um, cartographer. Now he has that job. So, oh well. Yeah, I know, right? You're hearing the camel. Okay, so there we go. So now we are mapping out this ginormous place. Oh, that does look so cool. All right, yeah, I'm glad we went there. We went kind of a ways in here, so let's go ahead and go back. Let's get the boat. Where's the boat? Oh, I didn't get the boat. I put it up there, and then went running to go see the camel. Wait, thinking about Breaking Bad. It's a barrel. It rolls. Uh, anyways, it's slightly applicable to that right there. So yeah, dumbing things down, broad strokes or summaries, and trustworthy summaries, because too often there's fine print, there's misleading info. Like everything is misleading info in a capitalistic society. You're trying to sell something. You're trying to, I mean, not everything, but and also what is organized religion or all the religious texts from what I've seen, it's people's best attempt at trying to sell something to other people. And by sell, I mean it's not gaudy like that. It's a good way of living so everybody can live and coexist, like peace. So, I mean, because a lot of the, at least the little bit that I do know, and that's the thing, is there's a lot of people out there that are actual experts of all that, and they could correct me, on these videos, the comments, that's totally fine. Just be kind, constructive criticism. Or I might, mouth off to you and be lippy. I get pretty defensive and kind. Like, it's funny. It's like bouncing things, like the rubber effect bounce off me and stick to you, blah blah blah. No, I'm just kidding. Like, you know, I'll dish it out as it comes in. I think everybody can say that they do that to a point. Though sometimes the stuff I say can get a little too mean, so I gotta be careful. I gotta think about what I say. All right, that is so nifty. All right, so that's like Buena Vista on steroids. It looks like like a mountain range on all sides. Because yeah, Buena Vista is like a mountain valley. It's or a town in a mountain valley. It's gorgeous. There's, there weren't a lot of Spanish speakers when I was there, or at least not fluently. I mean, we all took, like a lot of my friends and I took Spanish in high school, many years, because that was the only foreign language we had. But also, I mean, just learning a foreign language is cool. It's like talking in code, like and being able to understand even more people, or like and communicate. Like so, I mean, not well, but when I was down in Costa Rica, like just the fact that we were trying. Like, I mean, and they thought it was funny, like how we struggled on things. Much like where you go anywhere, and sometimes, you know, host families and stuff. Like if you're having people in America and they're trying to speak English, or if you were a host family, you'd want to be a gracious host and you wouldn't want to, offend them. But at the same time, it would be funny, like the way that they would say things, just because it's out of the ordinary. Anyways, that is cool. All right, musing. Let's see. Misk. All people. All pagan politics of people are just out there. Judaism, dang it, uh, are just trying to live the best life. Like, comma, yet allow, allow others to as well. There we go. That's it. The more I see, the more that It's true. So, and I have started traveling a lot lately, and it's just a reoccurring theme. It's like, doesn't matter where you go, like any country, it's just people are trying to people, like, and they people in different ways. That's what's so exciting and interesting about it. Like learning their histories, their cultures, why they do things the way they do, what their current needs are, and how to like meet those needs. I mean, because now we have such great communication that we can break that down and have instances like Jimmy and or Mr. Beast and sorry, I don't mean to sound like. Anyways, Mr. Beast go out and do the philanthropic stuff that we all wish we could. Like that would be great. And it's kind of awkward too. Like I mean, I'm sure Mr. Beast goes through a lot of his like it's like overly praise and stuff because it's awkward getting praise. I mean, and there was a unit that I was part of where we gave compliments to each other, and it was interesting because it was just like a bunch of big tattooed like dudes, it's like, but giving compliments to each other and like taking positive criticism in stride, gracefully. And I think that's why oftentimes we deflect to like ripping on each other because it's easier, like, when in an awkward situation, or it makes it less awkward, and that's where you get like too much of that is the toxic masculinity, where it's like, for those lizard brain like feelings of insecurity. I mean, it's not all that way, but what it is like, you know, you don't want to be awkward around people. You kind of shy things off as something or another. Anyways, that's not making much sense. What were we talking about? All people are trying to people. Yeah. So, and what was really funny is when I was touring that mansion in Malaysia, um, and quote unquote mansion. When I say mansion, I think of like Joel Olstein's mansion. But no, this place was like a very nice series of houses. So it was still like a mansion, especially by local standards. But you just kind of like put that to interpretation because um, or like another thing Mr. Beast does or Jimmy does is like he'll do like the $1 thing all the way up to the $1 million thing. And then I just saw this other YouTuber doing a thing where he was like asking AI to do like a $1 thing all the way up to $1 million thing, or like the common theme of seeing the variations of value of product or item or something or concept. Like as value increases, how so too does the product, or does it? You know, thing that one YouTuber that I was watching, I don't even know his name or anything, but he's like, um, did the same reaction, and all the endings of it is like a priceless whatever. It'd be like a family, and it was kind of cheesy, kind of funny because like I feel like he was acting surprised in each one, like, but after a while, I mean, I did notice like he's kind of like, okay, yeah, here we go again. You could tell that this was nothing new. That it wasn't as surprising, but I don't know. And now with YouTube, like we're getting to study people's nonverbal communication with like their faces and their talking and their I guess streaming too. I don't know if I still want. Maybe I could do like the VTuber avatar down there. No, I'm not ashamed of seeing myself on there. I'm just also not really all that comfortable with wanting to be prideful too about it. So I'm right in the middle of comfortable with. You can hear my voice. There you go. Nah, it's okay. I mean, I'll probably. And I did do a public speaking class in community college way long ago. That was Colorado Mountain College up in Buny. 'Cause we actually had a community college campus up there, for all the other things, and we had an airport. So I mean, for a small town, it was kind of interesting the things that we did have. And we had a golf course, but I don't know, a lot of very bored people without internet. Now that they have internet up there, I wonder, like, uh, but there still might be that perception of inequality, like, oh, you live in the city, you have access to all this stuff, which, and honestly, shipping though. Okay, so if shipping was still strong up there, then that would also close the gap of any inequalities with that. But I don't know. There is a certain aspect to small town life where it's just that increased accountability because, well, the ulterior is that much worse. Like if you get shunned in a small town. Oh yeah, sorry, I wrote notes. Hold on, let me. Sorry, I think it's South Park. That's why I just, talking about being a Vista just reminded me of that. What were my notes as we're almost done with this episode? Yeah, Casa Bonita, and then a new form of government with transparency. There's no longer a need for a special ruler. We're all pretty good at understanding and doing things ourselves. No one talks to dolphins and doesn't defecate. All right. So that's talking about Kim Jong Un and like the interview and how we kind of. I mean, I don't know how much of that is true, but like a lot of the censorship around North Korea was they. And I'm not trying to, slander North Korea. Like you're a bunch of people like me. I'm people. Like let's get to the bottom of this and let's live in really awesome worlds. Like legalize cannabis. But no, or watch South Park and just see, or watch things like the interview. I mean, once you get past the initial slap in the face, actually maybe not the interview, that was pretty bad, and they actually attacked Sony after that. That was one of the biggest malware attacks or cyber attacks in history. Um, they weren't having it. Like we both basically like just we defecated all over their values, their way of governing. Like all of this, we basically reduced them to the butt of a joke, literally, and if people aren't used to that, that could be very shocking, alarming, and fighting words and all sorts of stuff. But the underlying need for that is to jest or poke fun at that way of living. Like, I mean, and obviously that's highlighting a bunch of things, like whether Kim Jong Un has his people thinking that he talks to dolphins, or maybe it was a joke or a lie that got out of hand. Not even a joke. Maybe it was a lie that got out of hand. Like we have the technology to talk to animals, or no, only he does, the supreme leader, or whatever. And I feel like that's closest to the way things worked in like the medieval ages. And Monty Python talked about this in the Holy Grail when they see the two serfs digging in the filth. Oh, what? Now, ah. All right. Also, we could probably start heading back. We're gonna be doing that, or should we end up there? Yeah, let's go all the way down. And then, sorry, executive decision. Oh, wait, that could be dangerous. All right, it's okay. Let's try not to die out here. Yeah. Okay. So, but anyways, in the Holy Grail, they've got a couple of peasants working in the filth, and King Arthur rolls through. And those that don't know the old King Arthur story, maybe look that up. But then look up the Holy Grail and watch that. That's definitely worth your time. But yeah, Monty Python in general, because they joked about it. They jested about these things. They were like, ridiculous things. And this one was so King Arthur's riding through, which they couldn't afford horses. They were on low budget, so they were using coconuts, broken in half and like or cut in half, and then clapping them together. And that comes up later. But anyways, I don't want to do too many spoilers. But this part, so he rides up on his horse and so he's fancy, and they even pointed out like, oh, he's fancy. You must be royalty. He's like, why's that? Well, you don't got stuff all over you. Reliving some of the best moments of that video. But anyways, but it points out how ridiculous the Lady of the Lake giving out the sword to the King of England, which is also just as ridiculous as pulling the sword from the stone. So the story of the sword and the stone is King Arthur pulled the sword from a stone that was only allowed to be pulled by the rightful ruler of England. So it was like some mystical, divine choice that basically a gift from God. And that concept is actually repeated a lot in like ancient Egyptian stuff when you talk about like the pharaohs and study some of the artwork there, which is how I have some familiarity with that. Did a lot of art history classes, but there's an idea of God or being a direct link with God or being the chosen one, kind of like Trump's political ads, how God chose him. And granted, okay, here's the thing. He did do struck down the Roe v. Wade, which is actually seen as a huge win in the Christian community, or at least the Catholic community. A lot of Christians, myself included, that skeptical Christian, don't really believe in abortion as death, or at least per se. Like, it's not a great thing. Like, I think everyone can pretty much agree that nobody gets happy about going and doing an abortion. Like, no. But at the same time, which is worth saying because that kind of comes off the way and a lot of the argument is more for like pro-choice, like, well, it should be up to the person. Like, how dare you try to control them? And so again, it's not really the argument of whether that's a life or murder or whatever. It's more the don't try to control me. Don't try to because then what else are you gonna do? And then whoa, oh, sorry, that could have been death. Whoo. You can tell I've done this before, and I have died. I've died on this show. If I lump all of these together and the when login issues strike. season 2. I think I'll try to do that, but that means I got to retroactively go back, which yeah, it's not that much work. I got to go back to my list. YouTube makes it easy. Um, I just got to remember to do it. So, as is, I've just been dumping all these into Oasis season 4, which we haven't been in the realm for quite a few episodes now. So I need to reorganize that. Anyways, um, I also need to respond to a comment too because one of you out there, you know who you are. You have a great realm, and I will actually just respond to the comment because they said they're like, "Oh man, I've been watching your videos and stuff," which may be true, but you know, on the off chance, it's just more polite to just reply to the comments. I'll do that. But no matter how big I get, and that's why like I'm nervous to get, not really nervous, but hesitant. There you go, is a better word, to start streaming on Twitch again because I don't know if I'm a great, like that's a lot of effort to like respond to everybody and talk to everybody, you know? Like you could have chat do it, and actually some people like Viva La Dirt League, they don't even do it. They're so big that they have people, moderators that do the responding, and they just play the game. Or I think they do like mix it up or something. But while they're in the middle of something, and since there's so many, and it makes sense in hindsight, but it's just funny because like they don't actually respond to you, and that's part of like the glitz and glamour of Twitch is like, wow, someone who's followed by this many people and is this great and does this much, and some of them are, yeah, they do a lot of like showmanship and like, and that's a showman with the implication of human. All right, should I just try to? Oh, let's go ahead and. Oh. All right. Well, I actually got some stuff I need to do. So, it's like do another episode or eat dinner and do the adulting things and yeah, no, I gotta do parent teacher conferences. So I mean, sign up for them. It's like whether or not I'm gonna join a Zoom call, like to talk. Anyways, ta-ta for now. We actually went a little over 30, but that's okay. These are gonna be all over the place. Um, ta-ta for now. I'll see you in the next one, and we'll bridge over to that village over there, and oh, it'll be so cool. But for now, I'm gonna AFK. Ta-ta for now. I will see you in the next one.